The first time I saw a wedge-tailed eagle, I was young. My dad, who shot any raptor that threatened his chickens, had pulled in for petrol and ice cream. The shop was a ramshackle, sell-everything country store. "Hey," he said as he pumped fuel, "have a look at these wedgies." And there were two in a homemade cage of reinforced steel that you might use for concreting. Fierce, dark brown eyes blazing. Shoulders big and strong like knobs of rock. To power those great wings that lay folded and cramped in a pose of misuse and misery. The feathers on their muscled legs, once soft as down, now stuck with muck, grubby and tattered. Amazed at their black talons, like thorns I had never seen, long, strong, hooked around the wood, and it was then I saw the two thin leather straps tethering them to their prison perch. "Why are they tied up, Dad?" "Oh, training maybe." And I said, "Well, for what? Why could that happen?" And then today, and this is when I wrote the poem, earlier this year, my darling daughter and her darling daughters brought me COVID food. And we sat here, socially distanced, and my next door neighbour, Gavin, wherever he is, he called out, "Bev, wedgies, 12 o'clock." And today, on that crystalline autumn day, my daughters and her daughters and I lie on the grassy hillside chatting, and a neighbour calls 12 o'clock wedgies. And two wedge-tailed eagles drift and soar, swooning in the sky, their wide wings finger-feathered, spread like side fans. Lifted by invisible thermals, they draw circles in the blue, spiralling, gliding on the warm air, weathering without effort the fluctuations and the turbulence. We watch, and we keep watching, mesmerised until our necks ache, our eyes water. We marvel at their majesty and at their freedom, their ownership of all they survey. As the blue light softens, they slip north over the forest. No tethers, no guns, two monarchs of nature's realm in charge of their unbounded air. A Crimson Rosella and friends for Helen. My dear friend, I awake early, 4 o'clock. The morning comes in gently with a tenuous light and a whispery rain. Piping away, a lone Crimson Rosella details his pleasure to me as he sits in the magnolia tree, his red breast flaring. Red-brown finches, your favourites, crowd the feeder like tiny winged mice. A pert, white-browed scrub wren sings with a raspy coda. Further down in the garden, a Lewin honeyeater is flinging an ear-rinsing song to the world. It matters not who hears it, nor if anyone finds it wanting. It's her song, and she'll sing it as she must. A reminder for us. A white-faced heron in Brunswick Street. In early morning traffic, the heron slow steps down Brunswick Street, unperturbed, paused, eyes me, I eye it back, both out of place in the city. It stalks the footpath edge as though penetrating an ancient shoreline, then a hiatus, before arrowing a promise in the feeble grass. I keep watch, still as a nun in prayer. The heron stalls like a child playing statues, One leg raised ready, eyes on a movement, the neck snake-like, ready to strike. And without warning, the heron lifts in short flight to the tin pond of a parked car. Entranced as Narcissus, it scans the shiny Duco, startled by the unfamiliar clack of its beak on illusory buds. The white-faced heron is puzzled. He gazes at the alien reflection, then spreads its dark-edged flight feathers, leans into a slow surge, its yellow legs dangling like lost ribbons, then flies off over the big figs, heading for Moreton Bay, leaving me still displaced.